All right, so the first thing that you want to do if you've never used Canva before with your students is you want to set up some groups. So what you can do is the little settings button, right? That looks like a almost like a machine crank. You hit the settings button, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see here that there's this group button. So I went ahead and added you all via email to this Lologramos group. If you use Google Classroom where you are, this is even simpler because it works really well with the land of Google. So if I wanted to import classes, right, from Google, I could do that here. You just have to obviously make sure that it's okay for you to do this because that is your students' personal information, right, that you're bringing in. So if I'm creating a group, right, or I'm creating a class, I can call it, let's say, Spanish 3, right, period 2, right? And then I can invite the team leaders, the team members here via email if I want to, or the simplest way, I think, is to just share the link. So here I created the class, right, or the group, and then I can hit add people, and then I'll hit this get invite link, and then that's what I would share with my students, with them through, our LMS or whatever way that you have to digitally connect with the kids. So this is one way to create and set up these groups so that way you can assign classwork to the kids when they're doing anything in Canva that you want them to, let's say, submit on an individual level. So if I go back to the main space, you're going to see here as well that I set up a Lologramos class folder, right? So everything having to do with like the Lologramos class, you as users, quote unquote, or as students within this class, you should also be able to access. I'm not sure how many of you actually got into Canva through the invitation that I shared, but you should have gotten at least two things that you were assigned, quote unquote, that I grabbed from the template library. So let me show you a little bit of some of the neat things that are available too in the template library. So everything kind of lives, if you look over here, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Hopefully that's a little bit bigger. Over here on the left-hand side, everything really lives in that canvas space. So the home button is obviously when you're home. Projects are anything that I've worked on, anything that I have essentially edited. Anytime I create a copy of anything, it automatically goes into projects. Now you can get really fancy in your project space and like create different folders for your classes. You can create different folders based on units of study, but you can organize this pretty well. It also will sync up with Google Drive. So you'll see here, like I have videos um, or recordings that I've done that are on Google that it just like transfers really well into here. So my Google Drive and my Canva account, by the way, are linked. So home, projects, I'm going to keep just going down the list. So templates is this incredible space. And many of you have heard me talk about templates, so I'm not going to go too far down the rabbit hole with this one. But on templates, there is an education library that's available that you can do a search by subject, grade, resource type. I really like to go to resource type. So if I'm looking for lessons, presentations, infographics, comic strips, for example, like I was just watching something about creating comic strips, right? In Canva, graphic organizers, storyboards, really you name it, and chances are it's here. Something that's not searchable, if I just type in like group work, you can see that I'll have a bunch of different templates related to things that the kids can work on collaboratively. Let me just X out of here. So this is let me go back to all templates. So that I just clicked on templates. I clicked on education in order to get that view. You're going to also see here as well that there's this section called work kits. Now, mind you, like Canva is really used in the design world for like businesses, right? And here we are in education using it too. There is this space called like for elementary teachers. And what it does, if you've same thing, if you're like new to Canva, you want to like you know, dig a little bit deeper, you can see that they have certification courses. They have different templates, obviously, that you can check out that they really like. So they have it set up so it supports us as educators. The branding, you don't really have to get into, but if you wanted to, like if you wanted to brand for your school district, you're going to see here, like I've been working with different school districts. So I've created these brands based on their school logos, which has been nice to do as well. Apps, as you know, there's like 3 million apps, but we're not going to talk about apps, but it's here. So chances are if you want to create anything or do anything with AI, there's an app that's already on here to help you out. So that's nice. The classwork tab, this is where I wanted us to go as well. So you can see here that when students start to submit work, it'll appear in this classwork folder. And then Dreamlab, similarly, is their AI invention space. And there's a lot of cool things that you can dream up or imagine within Canva's space. So let me go back to home and let's go back to, actually, let me go to templates because like, why not, right? And if I go to education and I'll go to resource type, and let's say I am looking for a comic strip, right? I'm going to have my students create a comic strip for our class, and that's going to be one of our upcoming projects, right? So I can look at these templates that have been already designed, and then I can have obviously the kids fill in with the target language. It's up to me. It's up, however you want to set it up. So let's say I'm like, you know what? I like this one. This one looks good. It's like clean, right? So if I hit customize this template, now technically I own this. It's part of my library. Fun fact, by the way, like obviously you want to rename it. Sometimes I forget to rename things, but let's say introductions, right? Introductions. So if I change this and I'm going to put your title, right? So then that way the kids are going to use this and they're going to fill it in. I'm going to delete maybe some of these boxes, right? Because I want the students to write in information. And then perhaps I might like duplicate this slide, right? If I wanted to. You don't have to, but you can, but I can duplicate the page and then I can maybe change some things around, right? All of these folks I can edit. And then what's nice about this template is it provided this illustration set. So if my students wanted to use like a different illustration as part of this, they can do that. I'm wondering if I can, no, okay. In the elements category, if I type in characters, right, as well, so you can see here that there's different options. There's graphics, there's photos, there's videos, there's audio if I wanted to embed audio. Again, this is all for free using my educator account. So let me go back to graphics. What I like is, let's say I'm like, ooh, I like this little witch, right? I'm going to use this witch as part of this cartoon comic strip. Just a little hack, the 3 dots on the right-hand side, if I like this whole collection, I can hit see more like this, or I can view the collection by this artist. So you can see all of the different images that match, right? This particular witch image. And then I can see what else is out there. Here we have a vampire that's also floating around. I can also hit see more like this, and then it'll give me a wide array of Halloween related images. So just in case you didn't know that that was an option, I always appreciate if I want to keep the consistency, right, of whatever it is that I'm designing, that Canva allows me to do that from the Elements tab. So let me just, hold on, let me back it up. So let's say I'm like, yep, this is ready for my students now. I want to share this with them. I'm going to hit the share button. And you're going to see here that I have many different options. So again, if I was using Google Classroom, this works really well. And it looks like Microsoft Teams as well, if you're a Microsoft school, also works really well. We don't have either one where I am. We use the platform Canvas, not Canva, but Canvas. So there's different things that I can do. I can make this also like publicly accessible. If I want anyone to take it and make a template of it, you can do that too. But I'm going to go ahead and hit the assignment button because I've already created these classes, right? I've already had students enter these classes, and then I'm going to select how the students should submit their work. In my case, I want them to just keep everything in Canva. So I'm going to click Canva, and then I'm going to have each student design one for themselves, and then I can provide any sort of instructions here as well. So I'm going to say, please create your own cartoon comic strip using introduction, let's say, vocabulary or introduction expressions from our unit, right? So I'll hit next. Now I can go ahead, and because I created that lologramos, right, and I have 7 members, I just start to type in the name of the group that I want this to be assigned to, and I hit that this assignment is for lologramos. And then once I hit publish, what should happen, right, is that all of the students, all 7 that are now part of this group, should get a notification that they have this new assignment to be done. I'm going to hit continue editing just so you can see. Let's say my students went ahead and submitted this, right? There's different ways that I can give the students feedback too. So I just want to show you real quick. So if I wanted to give the students a comment here, I can either mention their name just like I would like in the Google Suite, how it's like easy to like start to type someone's name and then their email will appear and then they get an email notification. The same thing lives here. There's also emojis that I can use, and obviously there's this wide array. And then there's this sticker button, which I also like. So if you wanted to give your students feedback through a sticker, right? Again, high school students, I think, still like stickers. They're obviously all in English, I think. Yeah, I don't think any of them are in other languages. Of course, we can give them that feedback. But if I do, oh, rooting for you, that sticker will now appear on their project from me, right? I can also, if I wanted to, just like if I wanted to give, right, some more feedback for the student, I could do that here as well. And again, all hypothetical, similar to how I started recording myself on Padlet, you have the option, and your students do too. If I click on record yourself, right? You're going to notice that my camera comes up and I'm like, yep, let's use this. Let's use the external microphone. Sure, sounds good, right? If I want just my camera, right? If I want the camera on the screen, I can do that too. Let me just close that out. So here, once I hit the recording button, it's going to do a quick countdown. Welcome to my project all about introducing yourself. So I hit done. And then if I'm satisfied, right, with the way that it looks, I'm going to hit save and exit. And welcome to my project all about introducing yourself. So I hit done. I'm going to keep going. So you're going to see that that little round circle that pops up, that's my video recording based on, so for like presentations or things that you want the kids to narrate or things that you want like their video to appear. Again, I went to uploads and I clicked on record yourself, and then it makes it very easy for the kids to record themselves right on Canva. Now, of course, if I don't like this, right, I can just boom, goodbye, hit the trash can, delete the video, and it's gone.